Hi, I'm Matty O'Boyle with Realear.com, and welcome to this screencast. In this screencast, we're going to do something pretty cool. We're going to really accelerate our ability to distinguish and play chords that are very similar. So when you're playing in a tune, there might be a chord that is one chord form, and then somewhere else in the tune, there would be the same chord, but in a very similar chord form. And as musicians, we need to be able to hear that and play that. Then as we develop as musicians, we also need to internalize those sounds. So when we are doing composition or improvisation, they will be readily available for us to express ourselves through the music. So this is a cool workout. You can take about 10 minutes a day and do it. And this is perfect for any instrument where you're playing a lot of chords. So this for guitarists and piano players is awesome. Accordion players, harp players, but any instrument where you're playing a lot of chords. So what we do is we start here in the Arpeggio Ear Training App. And what we do is we just kind of put in here, I've already put in my target chords. One is an E major 7th and one is an E 7th. Okay? And I've selected my pattern. So now what I'm going to hear is I'm going to hear an arpeggio where it goes up and down through one of those two chords. I don't know which one because every time the arpeggio plays, it will choose between one of the two. So I always have to be actively listening. And of course, after the arpeggio plays, the metronome will continue and I answer back with the same arpeggio that I heard on my instrument. Here we go. Your turn. In this case, it's the same arpeggio. It's your turn. It's the same arpeggio. Because it's random, you always have to be listening and you can't second guess it. There's the same one. Did you get that? Did you hear how it's different? All right, you get the idea. So that's how you do that. You do that for about 4 or 5 minutes. If you need to break that up into like little 2-minute sets or something, that's fine. Just use your timer. Okay. Then what you want to do is you want to go to My Apps, right? Members have access to everything. And you go over here to the Harmony Ear Training App. And in the Harmony Ear Training App, we're just going to set it up the exact same way. We were working on an E major 7 and an E 7. Okay, good. Let me just kind of adjust my volumes here. And I'm ready to roll. Now what I'm going to hear is I'm just going to hear the chord played all the notes at the same time instead of spread out as an arpeggio. There's a variety of ways to do this. If it seems difficult for you, just listen to one chord over 4 beats. If that's too easy for you, listen to 2 chords, one for each of the 2 beats. Let's listen to that. Then you repeat. Okay, so then you just repeat. So you just do your dictate that. When that gets easy for you, well, then you can just try 4 of them. And you repeat. And then, of course, if that gets easy for you, you can either increase the metronome speed or add another note variation here to make it even more difficult. Okay, so you can play around with those layers of complexity to help to guide yourself into more and more complex dictations as you improve distinguishing between those 2 different chord forms and also repeating them back on your instrument. Finally, a couple other notes. You don't have to do just 2 chord forms. You could have started in the arpeggios with also, for example, an E6th. So you'd have an E6th, an E7th, and an E major 7th, and distinguishing between them. Also, one thing that's very important, different instruments have different octave ranges, so you always want to pay attention to your octave ranges here. What octave you're hearing your dictations in, to make it match up well on your instrument, whatever instrument you're playing on. So do the arpeggios for 5 minutes, then come over here and do the chords for 5 minutes. And as you can see, there are endless variations to help you go from very beginning level all the way up to the professional level as a musician. And I encourage anybody who's playing an instrument that, where you play a lot of chords, to do this very workout, arpeggios and then chords, and then if you want, back to arpeggios, and that will really help you accelerate your music learning journey, and you will go further faster to reach your music goals. Good luck with that.